What's correct, it's your boy Broshmo. Just in case you did not know so, and today I give you the NFC South, their draft grades. So let's begin with New Orleans, the Saints. I gave them a B minus. So, they didn't have many picks, only 5 picks here. I think they hit it out the park with their first two. Eric McCoy, get him in the second, traded up for him. Great quality. He's going to immediately come in there and start. I love the pick of Chauncey Gardner-Johnson in the 4th. I'm surprised he fell that far. I had him as a 2nd round pick. He can play safety. He can play nickel. He's very dynamic. But outside of that, they just kind of filled needs. I mean, they were real late day 3 picks. So, what you gonna do? But again, I think they got instant starters in their first 2 picks there. Next, I got the Carolina Panthers. I gave them a B. They did good. They got their boy Brian Burns out of Florida State. They got an edge. I mean, they're setting up that new 3-4, so they need some guys that can rush the passer. They currently have very few. Then they got Greg Little. I thought addressing the offensive line was vital and necessary, so they did. They got Greg Little. A lot of talent, Greg Little. Now, if he can achieve that talent, then they got a starter for years to come. I love the pick of Will Grier. I didn't even think when their pick came up that they would even go quarterback, because I think the Patriots were right after them. So I thought the Patriots were definitely going to nab Will Grier. But I hope this means Cam is healthy for next year, because I don't want them to just throw Will Grier to the wolves, so to speak, and force him to start next year if Cam's going to sit out. I think that would just hurt his. I feel that would just hurt him more than help him. You want to bring this guy along slowly. I like Christian Miller. I think that's a good pick, another edge. And then outside of that, they just kind of added depth on the. They added playmakers, and they added another offensive lineman in Dennis Daly. A solid above average draft haul here for the Carolina Panthers. Next, we got the Atlanta Falcons. I gave these cats a B minus. I thought that they might go offensive tackle at 14. I had Jonah Williams slotted there a couple of times, but in the end, I was like, you know what? They're probably going to try to address their defense. Vic Beasley, he's on his 5th year, I think, or I believe he's on their exercise in his 5th year. So me hoping he'll produce. Grady Jarrett is on his franchise tag, so I thought they might try to get. And I mean, what was it, McKinley, the cat they got at UCLA last year? He can't stay out of trouble, so I was kind of hoping that. Not hoping, but I kind of assumed that they would go maybe defensive line with their first 2 picks. Instead, they traded back into the first round. They double dipped on offensive line, and you know what? I don't hate it. I thought Caleb McGarry might slip his way back into the late first. He ended up doing that. I like Chris Lindstrom. I think he's a lunch pail type of player. He comes in, does his job, then he goes home to his family and probably a dog. Kendall Sheffield, good pick. I don't hate it. I really like getting Olsen out of Pittsburgh at running back, especially after you just lost Coleman. So I think that helps with their depth there. Overall, I think it's B minus. Outside of, I loved what they did offensive tackle, but they didn't really address defensive line. They got John Kaminsky, but that ain't nothing special. Not yet. He might be. Who knows? Next, I got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I gave them a B minus. I love the Devin White pickup. Pair him along Monte David, dangerous duo. And then with their next 2 picks, well, technically their next 3 picks, they addressed the secondary. When I thought, honestly, I thought they should go edge. With at least one of these picks, picking up, I like Jamil Dean in the 3rd round. I like Sean Budden. I think a little high for Sean Budden. They picked him really early 2nd, but can't hate. They're trying to improve that secondary. I mean, I think they spent 2 2nd-round picks last year on secondary as well. Or I know 2 day 2 picks, but again, that's a big problem. So they went and tried to address it. I like the Anthony Nelson pick. I don't know how we fit in on this in this 3-4. I don't know what they plan for him on this defense, but I like it. Matt Gay, kicker out of Utah. I don't like picking special teams players. I know they've had kicking woes for years, but I don't like it. I think you could get someone way more valuable. Granted, kickers are the highest scoring players on the teams, but you could probably get a serviceable guy, honestly, as an undrafted free agent. But outside of that, it was very yeah, their day 3 picks were kind of whatever outside of Anthony Nelson. But overall, B-, not a bad day for the or I should say few days for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Real quick before we continue with the video, I just want to say thank you to everyone for all the support this channel has gotten over the last few months. It really does mean a whole lot to me. But with that being said, I want to propose a challenge, a bro to greatness. I'm trying to get to 100 subs on YouTube and 50 followers on Twitch. And I don't want you to just do it willy-nilly. If you really enjoy the content and you want me to continue to bring more quality content, then go ahead, subscribe, and follow me on Twitch. Again, it's all appreciated. So back to the video. Enjoy. The AFC South. How did they do in the draft? And we're going to start with my highest overall grade out of all NFL teams, the Tennessee Titans. I gave them an A+. I love their draft. They, with only 6 picks, I think they've improved their team leaps and bounds. Jeffrey Simmons, he's gonna be a stud. They finally got Gerald Casey, running mate there. I hated what ESPN did, man. The man people thought the man was going to fall because towards ACL, not something he did 4 years ago in high school. Dumb. Yeah, he's had no problem since. So why is it an issue? I don't know. I didn't think it was very classy of ESPN to do that. Jeffrey Simmons is one of my favorite players in the draft. Could have been a top 10 pick if not hurt. Anyway, the 2nd round, AJ Brown. I think the most complete receiver in this draft. Going in the 2nd round. Oh my goodness. What a pick. I had him in my original mock draft. Going with Tennessee, picking him with their 1st round pick. So incredible value there. I love the pick of Nate Davis at guard. Yeah, I think he can instantly contribute on that offensive line. Monty Hooker, man, can play safety. He can play corner. He can play nickel. He brings a lot of versatility. And overall, that secondary was very underwhelming. They were very underachieving last year. So I think this immediately improves there. DeAndre Walker out of Georgia. I think they get a good situational pass rusher. David Long out of West Virginia. Just gives them some depth there inside linebacker. Overall, there's nothing I hate about this draft. The Titans did a phenomenal job. Next, we got the Houston Texans. I gave them a B. Because. Well, let's just go through it. Titus Howard, their 1st pick. I assumed if Houston stayed where they were at and didn't trade up, they would have to reach for a tackle. I had them getting Greg Little. But I love Titus Howard. I think he's a bit of a developmental tackle at this point. He's very athletic, very skilled, but I don't hate it. I had him as a 2nd round pick, but I don't hate it. They think they obviously they wanted him. This was their guy that they wanted. They went out, they got him. Why trade down? You know? So I'm a little indifferent, but it is what it is. Lonnie Johnson, big physical corner out of Kentucky. Helps with that secondary. Got a little gutted this year, so in need of that. I like Max Sharpen. Tackle at Northern Illinois. Again, the dressing offensive line, they needed it. They need to protect Mr. Watson. Or else he keeps getting sacked. He's going to end up turning out like David Carr. I like to pick a tight end. I got a little questions about Warren, but we'll see. Tight end is a need, so my boy out of Texas, Mr. Charles. I'm not going to butcher your last name because I think they got tremendous value at this pick. I love Xavier Crawford at corner at Central Michigan. That was a very, very talented Central Michigan secondary played last year. So they went out. Houston, they went out. They addressed secondary. They addressed offensive line, the two biggest needs, and then they added pieces here and there. I think they did a phenomenal job. So just little questions about because they didn't move around in the draft. So I don't know. I just got a little questions about taking Titus Howard so early. But overall, great draft. Next we got Jacksonville. I too gave Jacksonville a B. They went out and got, with their first two picks, grabbed two of the top 10 players, I think, in the draft. Josh Allen and Jawan Taylor. I had them picking Jawan Taylor at 7, and they got him at 35? Oh my goodness. I was flabbergasted. I think getting Josh Allen to drop there. Wow. I think they hit it out of the park. Josh Oliver, solid tight end. You get Foles weapons. Give the man a chance. I like it. Quincy Williams. I didn't have him ranked on my board, let alone getting drafted in the 3rd round. So a little questionable there. He's a bit of a hybrid. He can play linebacker and safety. And I mean, found out he was Quinton Williams' brother, so that was kind of cool. But other than that, I like the pick Gardner Minshew out of Washington State as a project quarterback that they could bring up. But overall, it was an okay draft. They hit it out of the park with their first 3 picks, and then they just kind of filled in spots. So is what it is. The B grade. Next, we got the Indianapolis Colts, and I feel like I'm gonna get a lot of slack for this. I gave them a C+. I don't feel good about it, but also I don't feel right giving them anything higher. I have a lot of faith in the front office there in Indianapolis. They did a phenomenal job. They got a great haul last year's draft. So they're probably seeing something I'm not. I love the pick of Rockison. I thought Ben Begu a bit of a project. He's got a lot of pass rushing ability, but no actual skill or technique. He wasn't really taught to pass rush at TCU, so taking him that early in the 2nd, I kind of question. Paris Campbell, I think he's a gimmicky receiver, but I think he's a competent receiver, but I think he's very similar to T.Y. Hilton as far as just from a size perspective. I mean, yeah, I don't know about that pick. I thought they would go after maybe a bigger vertical threat. Instead, they grabbed Paris Campbell. But I mean, 2nd round value, that's about where he should have went anyway. So can't really hate on that. I like Bobby Okere out of Stanford at linebacker. That's a good pick. I really like Marvell Tell out of USC. I think he'll be paired well with Hooker there. But overall, they just kind of filled in. They got depth, but I don't feel like they got an actual starter outside Rocky Sin, at least I guess start right now. I mean, these guys could contribute year one, but it left me feeling empty, and it just didn't feel right giving them anything higher than a C+. So don't hate me, I'm probably wrong, but I'm just going on feeling right now, if you feel me. Stay tuned for the others, and until next time, be easy, my friends. Bye-bye.